welcome back to our channel. I'm Kristina from As Told by Canadian Immigrants.
And I'm Paul from Kenny's Concepts.
And we're here to share our immigration story with you from start to kind of finish, since we're not in Canada anymore right now.
Not quite so, we're going to share that story. Yep, from start to kind of finish, as Kristina mentioned.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Right. Nice. All right. No. $1 million question. $1 million question.
Yeah. We reach the question.
Although this is probably going to be like 5 million or 5 episodes of, because this is what, 2 hours?
Yeah. Yeah,
but anyways,
that was honest. Yeah,
we're going to drop it in everyone, you know? Breadcrumbs.
Sprinkle it, yeah.
No, you are not in Canada. You are currently in the Cayman Islands.
Yes.
I'm currently in Jamaica.
That you are. Let's let that simmer a bit, you know?
Let's let it simmer that I've been in Jamaica for several months.
Okay. A long time.
You were in Jamaica, and then you were in Canada, and then you were back in Jamaica, and then you were in Cayman.
Yes.
And when we were talking in January, I never hear no talk about it. So this was like a quick decision. Or maybe not. Maybe it was a quick
it was a quick execution.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Exactly.
Execution. There we go.
Man. Yeah.
All right.
Super quick.
So now, what brought you to this place that you are today?
All right. That is the $1 million question right there. And
why did you leave Canada? That is the question.
Yes, that is the question. So first, let me premise the answer and respond to that question by saying, so as we open up with, originally Canada was somewhat of a mission. Originally, we didn't have Canada was never a forever consideration for us from the outset, right? We knew that we wanted to be there, as mentioned, for a minimum 3 years, you know, try as best as possible to sort out the citizenship, and then we'd see where life would take us thereafter. So having gotten to that hurdle, you know, you reach a point of decisioning, right? At that time, you're talking about COVID. You're talking about lots of craziness happening in the world. I lost my aunt to COVID.
So sorry.
As in, thank you. During that time, you know, traveling is at a halt, so you're not seeing family as much. Everywhere they're on lockdown. Winter's raging in Canada. You know, it's going on. So there are multiple factors playing into the consideration. So missing family, facing the winters alone at home. I mean, I have my wife and we have each other, but facing the winters without family. Missing the Caribbean, you know, missing the sun, missing the people. And at that time, wifey and I would just decide, say, hey, now we're at this juncture, what we're going to do. Do we go back to Jamaica? Do we stay in Canada? Do we go to Cayman? Do we go to the Middle East? Right? We were even contemplating the Middle East at one point in time, because we do have friends there and stuff. And ultimately, we came to the decision that, hey, let's go back to Cayman. We're going to be closer to Jamaica. We're going to be closer to family. Family will be able to come more frequently. We will be able to go to Jamaica more frequently.
Closer to the sun.
Closer to the sun. No more winters for now. No more shoveling snow. And that was the decision. And right now we're here in Cayman based on all of those factors, you know. But it has been a rough year plus for everybody. Yeah. In some way, shape, or form. You know, it's had its upsides, but it has also have many downsides. A lot of introspection for me personally. You know, it really forced a lot of introspection and really reconnecting on what really matters, you know, which at the end of the day for us was the ultimate decision was family and, you know, being closer to family. And that was the decision. We said, hey, let's touch out for a bit, you know, let's see how things go. And, again, a few years down the line, we'll re-engage the prospects and reassess, because that has always been my thing. I've never been one for any form of static type of liberty. Things change, circumstances change. So at any given time, you have to be doing a reassessment. You're reassessing a situation. And having done that reassessment, that was it for us. And we decided to come back to the Caribbean, and here we are. So I know you're on lovely maternity leave with your beautiful daughter, and I know you're in Jamaica enjoying and going through your maternity leave. Are there intentions to go back to Canada? What is your, at this juncture of your life, what's your contemplations? What's your plans? What you're thinking about?
I'm on maternity leave, and going into maternity leave, going into all of this, I had zero plans of being in Jamaica. It never even crossed my mind. Any single parent out there, anybody who has had a child, even if you have a spouse in a country where you're gonna have no support, my heart go out to you. I swear. So here is it that I'm pregnant, COVID, in the heat of COVID. I was the first person in my office to work from home. I was in the office, and this is before March break. So this is before things got really serious. Before not even I was taking it serious, but kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple people in my office had traveled, and somebody came back, and at the end of the week, I never feel so well.
Uh-oh.
I had to work from home.
Rightly so.
And I was the first person that was it. I office never see me again after that. Alright, so that's one. Two, my mom. So now, everywhere locked down, things are happening. My mother was supposed to go to New York and stay in New York for like a month, and then come to Canada to prepare to receive our child. And they started locked on the border then. Literally. I was like, this is like a Sunday. I was like, Mommy, the next flight is on Wednesday. Pack your bag.
No or never.
No or never. And can I tell you? This is going to need a longer story, but my mother landed in Canada, and they said, no miss, Justin Trudeau changed the rules while you were in the air. You have to go back to Jamaica.
What you saying
10
to
o'clock
me?
in the night.
What you saying to me? What you say, man change the plans in the ear?
The man, 12 o'clock today. 12 o'clock today. Justin went on the air and said, no miss. Go back to your country.
Wow.
It's like, you're joking, mommy. She's like, no. She said that I must book my return ticket now.
Wow.
Anyways, how that turned out is a long story. I don't think it's a story, but
to be continued.
To be continued. So now, she got to stay. She got to stay. And I'll tell you a long story at another time. So here's my mom in Canada with us. Blessing. Not in disguise. This is a blessing. Flinging at your face. Plop. Blessing. Because like you don't realize how much you need support until you need it and you have it. Thank God. So she was there helping us through this thing, working from home, and I go on mat leave, still working from home. Then at times she leave, no, because she can't only stay for 6 months. I was like, oh, I prayed for 10 days. I'm like, God, I'm not praying for any particular outcome. I just need some guidance right now. And the plan to just leave came to me. And I left, packed my bag, and I left. I do have a residential address in Canada right now. I left. So yeah. And here I am. I have the support of my parents. I'm so thankful that I have my family, I have my parents, I have, because I don't know how people do it by themselves with children. I don't know, even if they have a spouse. I don't know. Now the maternity leave are done.
what is the outcome? Luckily, you're still working with your current company in Canada,
I'm
which
still
is
employed
great.
to my company.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
like I said, I feel like I'm just blessed in so many ways because we just so happen to be in an era now where working is at home. I'm not lucky me. Like, it's unfortunate the circumstances under which it brought the world to this. The world needed to go to this direction anyway. Not necessarily all completely working from home, but it needed to be more balanced. More balanced.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So yeah, definitely going into work in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And I'm going to be working from home.
Okay.
And I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see how it goes.
And the Lord will continue to guide your steps. One day at a time.
So I have my mother here, praise Jesus.
Yes.
I have my family, I have my sister and my daddy. This is where it's at right now.
But yeah, for me, I don't know the timelines as yet. I know you had mentioned it before earlier out, but Canada for my, we don't have children as yet, but God's willing that will be an
I was wondering, like,
Yeah, man. We're definitely working towards it. And hopefully that God's willing that will happen and come to be. But Canada is an amazing place, I think, to raise kids. It's a good experience and exposure for you.
All of Ebony's little friends are in Canada.
Yeah.
Little friends.
Nice. For us, I think how we're perceiving it now, I say things will change, but we want our kids to have a early Jamaican experience. So we're thinking about prep school in Jamaica and then maybe high school in Canada, maybe some variation like that. But that is some amount of time in the future, so we'll see. But we will see how it goes. But as I tell everybody, I'm not in Canada currently, but I love Canada with all my heart. As I said, love who love you. Canada has loved me and my wife. They've allowed us the opportunity to come to their country, become permanent residents, eventually become citizens, benefit from all the social benefits that exist there, accepted us for the most part. And we are truly grateful to the country for that. And that not change. It's an amazing country. The one thing I don't love about Canada, I've said it before, is that it's cold.
I definitely did not miss the winter this season. No.
Yo, trust me. It's tough. The winters can be tough, Condo life is nice for winter versus home life. You have a yard, you have to shovel snow, back-breaking. It's tough. It's really tough, And as Caribbean people, we're not used to that, right? We're born and live and grow in the sun. So, it's much more hard for us, But of course, you can make the transition. Of course, you can make it work. Don't get me wrong. Of course, it is bearable. Of course, there are many beautiful things to the winter, the experiences that you can have, just the beauty of it and stuff like that. It's great. But we've kind of reached our threshold, and for us, because of all the things that we mentioned before, we decided to give it a bit of a break right now, be closer to the family and just kind of living that right now, particularly during this time. We need to be closer to each other and support each other as everybody going through this difficult time, So we'll see how things go from there.
So back in 2016, that would have been 2 years into being Canada, 2.5 years into being Canada. My grandfather died. And you always wish you spend more time, and then you start reevaluating life and you're like, why am I in this country? I'm far away from family and all that stuff. And so I feel like I developed somewhat of a superficial desire or superficial idea of what going back to Jamaica for a little bit would be like, because it's something that I've thought about. After I got my citizenship that I would go to Jamaica for a little while and take a break. Be with my family, because I haven't really experienced my family as an adult. I left young and all of that stuff. But I'm happy to be here, but also the superficial idea that I had, you go to the beach every day and it's that, I mean, of course, there's just different circumstances that are in play right now with COVID
Of
and
course.
lockdown, and I'm just like allergic to anybody that have COVID. I'm just like, nope, I'm allergic to outside. Not doing that, especially for the sake of my child.
Absolutely.
So it's not what I want it to be, but at the same time, I definitely, like in Canada, I don't want, and I think that I've allowed my circumstance to somewhat consume me, such that I've not really been present. I'm not here. And so now, at the time I run off, I'm like, oh snap, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to go to the beach tomorrow, all of that stuff. But yeah, like, I think similarly, I'm kind of taking a break. I've taken a break from being there, being away from family. I think I really needed family right now, especially considering the circumstances, family support and all of that stuff, and wanting to be closer to them. And yeah, as the time nears to leave, it's similar, where I'm just like, where do I really want to do right now?
Cool.
Thankful for working from home.
Yeah, trust me. That was, and for me, so for us, with the pandemic, so that hit in March, we got the thing to go home, like pack your things and make sure you have your laptops and go home. And we were like, all right, this may be 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. And effectively that turned into a year, and it's still going.
So you guys still have your jobs in Canada?
No.
Oh.
So my wife is on the job hunt here in Cayman. I am transitioning, so I'm going back to my prior employer. So I'm going back to the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority. So that's where I'll be. So looking forward to that. But yeah, so the work from home thing was, I say, the pandemic came with so much negative, so much bad, so much hurt, so much uncertainty. It was crazy, but for us as well, it was a blessing, because working from home and being able to do that allowed more flexibility, more time together. My wife and I, more free time to do a few other stuff, and it was a blessing. It was a blessing for us, a large part, as mentioned, we lost family members and stuff, which sucks, and it continues to ravage people economically. For us, it was a bit more seamless, but obviously we're thinking about all those people that didn't have that kind of opportunity, people that lose their job, still not in jobs and going through this whole vibe. I can't even imagine, but we were lucky enough and got that type of blessing. We're all blessed, but got that type of blessing to be able to be at home and still have jobs and still be able to put food on the table and do that kind of vibe. So yeah, that was it.
What happened ultimately with your jobs? Did you just leave, or?
Yeah. So basically, so I said the execution of the plan was quick, but the thinking about the plan has been in the works for some time. So my employer, my managers and stuff were super aware of it, and I gave them a heads up that this is a contemplation. This is what we're thinking about in the near future. So, this may be an eventuality soon, And again, it was premised on, us needing to be closer to our family and just embracing that. And everybody was super understanding about it and stuff like that. So effectively, when the time came, it wasn't a surprise. It was like, oh man, Paul, sad to see you go, but...
And they wouldn't consider, because you're working from home anyway.
Great question. So that was a thing, and particularly for me, I was definitely going to transition out of my current employment to another in Cayman. But my wife at the time, she was exploring that opportunity. A part of a bigger bank. Sometimes there are bit more, I guess, logistical contemplations which need to be made. So, some companies may be a bit more supportive of that, whereas others they may want to do it in theory, but based on whatever contemplations, it could be facilitated. So she did ask, and I even asked for some amount of time, just as a transition kind of thing. But logistically and just based on policy and stuff, it couldn't work out. But new consideration was given, and we're definitely appreciative for that. But
so
I guess
your wife is in finance too.
Yes, she is. She is a banker as well. Yes, 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 yes. So we're technically both in compliance slash anti-money laundering right now. I'm more on the policy side. She's more on the, I guess, operational side of those things. So yeah, that was a thing for her. So at the time, we were both part of big banks. I was at TD, she was at Scotiabank. So so we tried to explore those options, to see if that could work out, but all in all, it couldn't. So we ultimately left, and we left with blessings, and it was a good vibe all in all.
What did you do with your home?
Yeah, so as mentioned, so we were blessed to be able to purchase a home in Canada that is still there. We're currently leasing it. As mentioned, we don't want to disrupt any ties to Canada. That was never the intention. So we do have our home in Canada still, doing its thing and still there. We miss it. As you can imagine, you get attached to your space. You get to space and stuff
where
like
that. Where we live in Oakville?
Oakville, yeah. So I was we were in Oakville at the time, and it's there, So that was, I say, the execution to get here was like rapid, fast. It was stressful. Me and wifey are close and are getting each other's space, and we are everybody, the tension just high because there's so many things to get done. We have to coordinate shipping, we have to pack, we have to try to get a tenant, we have to do this, we have to do that, and it was a lot. It was really a lot, but I mean, we're grateful we got through it, and looking back at it now, exactly, we can look back and laugh and smile and say, Jano, we made it. But yeah, it was very, very, very stressful, but we did it, but again, we're not breaking any ties with Canada, what I mean? God's willing, we will eventually become citizens. God's willing, putting it out there in the universe. And, we'll continue to visit. I want to visit Canada at least once a year, at very minimum, as we even spoke about. I want to do some exploration in Canada.
Go as a tourist.
Yes, go as a tourist this time. Exactly so. And really explore Canada and have those experiences. So we're looking forward to that. Checking in on, the little business aspect, you have the account them there and this and that, and, so we use those trips as that kind of purpose to check in and get done what we need to get done.
Post-COVID trips.
Yes, post-COVID trips.
Man, you've done a lot of traveling. Yes.
I was joking with some friends about, I've been COVID tests 7 times total. Yeah, so my nose all them right now. Rough. But so we've been able to travel, and that has really been back and forth between Canada and Jamaica. We haven't done any traveling outside of that, and for the most part, it hasn't necessarily been recreational travel per se. It has been, family travel and, trying to get things sorted. So yeah, we'll continue to do that as best as possible in consideration of what's going on now with the lockdowns and the pandemic and vaccinations being available and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see how things go. So yeah, we're here on quarantine, just waiting to get transition and get settled again here in Cayman. And just looking forward to what the future holds, for sure. So that's it for today, guys. I am Paul from Kenny's Concepts.
I'm Kristina from As Told by Canadian Immigrants.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Definitely check out our respective channels and stay tuned for this piece of the Kristina Paul story.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that wonderful stuff. See you in the video.
Bye, guys.